All right, so if you saw my last video, I did go ahead and buy an Apple Watch Ultra. And for me, it was one of the hardest decisions of any of the Apple products that came out at the Far Out event that I had to make. Simply because it was on paper very similar to the Series 8, the Series 7, and even my Series 4 Apple Watch. But I found one in stock. I found one that was a 2-day shipping and that I could get it when I wanted it. So I pulled the trigger $800 later, and Apple Watch Ultra review. Here we go. So my main question for this watch is, in the keynote, they explained it's made for extreme sports enthusiasts. It's meant for people that go on hikes. It's meant for people that do deep diving. They're made for people that are in high intensity conditions. And for me, I'm an average consumer. I use it as a productivity tool. I use it as my everyday watch. And to be honest, the 44mm, 45 on the Series 7 and 8 just started to seem a little bit small for me. And 49mm was a little intimidating at first, but the ultimate question I have is, will this watch work for me? And I'm here to answer that. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Comment down below if you like these types of videos, and if you picked up an Apple Watch Series 8 or Ultra or whichever one it may be, or if you have any questions, and let's get into this review. So there's 3 things that differentiate this Apple Watch Ultra from the Series 8 and the Apple Watch SE. And that's durability, design, and battery. And I'm gonna get into all 3 with you. So durability. This is the first time we've seen a real redesign with the Apple Watch. And right off the bat, this thing's durable. When I first took it out of the box, it was thick, it was big, it was surprisingly not heavy, which was really good. I find with this thing on, it's more like an old watch I used to wear that wasn't a smartwatch. I'm a lot less careful. I'm a lot less worried when I open doors or turn a corner that I'm gonna hit it. And that's really a benefit of how big and chunky it is on the wrist. And that's something that differentiates it from the Series 8, the SE, and a lot of the series before it. The next thing that is new is this crown guard, and that's another piece of protection. It protects the digital crown and then that other button. And it's something that I've noticed. I can't really tell if I like it or not, and I think I do because it creates for a lot less accidental hits. And that's something that I ran into with my other watch, was I would accidentally hit the digital crown a lot of times. And then you can get into it, it's more for the deep divers and the adventurous, but this thing is dust resistant and waterproof up to 100 meters. So let's talk about the design of this watch. It's a big watch. It's a 49mm titanium casing watch, and it's a pretty cool look simply because it's different. It's different from the other watches. It stands out on the wrist. I'm a big fan of orange, and to have the orange on the digital crown and the orange action button, which I'll get into a little bit later, it's real beneficial. And this thing gets up to 2000 nits of brightness, which I had a lot of issues with my Apple Watch in the sunny days of Seattle, or if I'm on vacation, and being able to legibly see what I'm doing. That was something that I noticed was a big issue. And this 2000 nits of brightness, the same as the iPhone 14 Pro, is real beneficial in the brightness of day. One thing that I really noticed is nice with this 49mm screen is the fact that I can respond to messages and swipe type. And it's something that I did on the 45mm Apple Watch, but doing it on here is a lot easier because 45 to 49 doesn't sound like a lot. It looks like a lot, but doesn't sound like a lot. But the amount of extra real estate you have is truly something that is noticeable when you're typing out a text or putting a reminder in. And one thing I noticed is I find myself doing it a lot more on my watch than I have in the past. And it keeps my phone in my pocket, which is really something that I didn't see would be coming with this Apple Watch, but did. And then we have this new action button. This new orange action button is meant for those extreme sports enthusiasts. But for me, I use it as a workout button. I click it once, it automatically goes to the workout. I choose what workout I want to do. And then a click of both buttons pauses your workout. And again, it's less steps. When I'm on a run and I come to a crosswalk running in a city where I really noticed it is a big deal, you usually have to go in, swipe, hit pause, wait for the light to turn and go. With this, it's just click, unclick, and you're on your way. So it's little things like that that really work in an everyday user like me's life that really make it beneficial. And then the new loops. I got the Alpine loop. It's a fun loop, it's cool. It's hard to get on and off, which is something that I find difficult, but it's a cool design. But for me, I went with my sport watch. It's my most reliable watch, it's my favorite watch. And to be honest, this black sports watch with this titanium finish with the little accents of orange looks extremely great. And then the last thing with the design, this is more of an interior thing. I've really focused on the focus modes on this thing, really syncing them up with all of my devices. And to be able to have different home screens on your watch and have different watch faces, it's really something that I found really customizable and cool, and really makes me look forward to whatever focus mode I'm in, that I have a customization for all of my devices. But that's a whole nother video down the road. And last thing is the battery. I got this thing when I heard it was 36 hours of battery, and that was really the turning point for me. And I got this thing on a Monday. Got this thing on a Monday night. I charged it Monday night. I put it on, and I didn't charge it again until it got down to about 10% 3 days later, which is pretty remarkable. The fact that I can wear this for 3 days and be able to have battery. I was doing sleep tracking. I was doing all those things that I wasn't able to do with this first watch because it would die in a day. And I honestly, it would get down to about 30-40% after 2-3 days, depending what I'm doing on it. And I'd go take a shower, plop it on the charger, and with the fast charging, it would be charged up to about 70-80%, and I knew it was good for another day or 2 days, which is really something great. Later on this year, they're gonna have a low battery mode or whatever they're calling it, which is gonna make this thing last like 60 hours, which is truly great. But the battery life on this thing is the reason I upgrade, and it has lived up to the hype. So last of all, the question I had was, can an average user use this? And for me, an average user, I don't see myself going back. Out of the iPhone, the AirPods Pro, and this that came out that I picked up, between this and the AirPods Pro, those are the most beneficial pieces of device that I thought had a major upgrade. And I'm leaning more towards the watch because I'm really noticing how much of an upgrade this is from the old one. And on paper, it didn't look like a lot, just a little bit bigger of a screen and some items that nobody else can do. But I was shocked because I'm really loving this watch, and I'm excited to see the future generations of this. I'm excited to see the growth. I'm excited to hopefully see this kind of build go into the 42 and the 45 millimeter. And I'm just excited for that. So with that, comment below if you picked up an Apple Watch, an Ultra, a Series 8, an SE, whatever it may be. If you have any questions, comment below. Let's keep growing this community. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I recommend this watch to anyone, even at the $800 price tag. And until the next one, guys, thank you.